you're in a helicopter with this guy.
Right.
You're going in.
I'm going back to the war. We left there, had to go to Saigon about an intelligence problem, and so we're together, and we're both returning to the war, to the big operation near the mountain that they call it, Nui Koto.
So you have described of calling in, telling where an airstrike should be, and then you've also said that there were times when you didn't just call in airstrikes. You also explained where the enemy was going to be on the ground. Did you ever find yourself in combat situations?
Well, I was in combat situations, but it was usually, we had big bunkers, sandbags, and it was like a homemade tunnel, and then you'd go there when we had incoming, and we'd get mortar fire from for the Vietcong, and so that was constant. A lot of that was constant. I was in helicopters when there was gunfire too, at the helicopter.
Yeah, because I mean, wasn't helicopters being shot down a fairly common thing in Vietnam War?
Yeah, fairly common, and a lot. See, in the Delta, you don't have these, big, huge organizations. They're all usually small. A small number of people with small amounts of ammunition drops that they'd have all over the place.
Right, and you're talking about the enemy.
The guerrillas, yeah, they were classic guerrilla warfare. And a lot of what I did was, we had an operation, I forget the code name for it, but anyway, it consisted of 3 different kind of helicopters. The first one was called a Loach, and it was, that's a nickname for it, low observation. And they were a real small helicopter, two people in it, and they would fly around and collect information on the possible location of some of these small sites, which could be huge ammo dumps. If you found one of those, that was great. So when they would find one, they would bring in small amounts of troops on the Hueys, the helicopter, standard helicopter you still see flying around. They'd bring in like 12, each one would carry about 10 or 12 people, fighters, and go in and find the Vietcong, whatever you're looking for, the ammunition dump or whatever. Sometimes it was a tremendous operation, but sometimes if you would run into something that was huge as far as the ammo dump, and a lot of troops, so they would use the big helicopters to bring in like a company, a whole bunch of fighters. So it was.
And what's a company? 50 men? 100 men?
More than that, but the size. But it was just a lot of troops. But basically, these were small groups, but very profitable as far as taking the ammunition away from the Vietcong, the North Vietnamese. Most of the fighting where I was with the Vietcong.
And which are the guerrilla